Welcome to today's Business Miracles Weekly Training Roundtable, where Heather Dominic, founder and leader of Business Miracles for over 20 years, expert in all things HSP, is going to support us with today's topic, which is the HSP mastery of time off, both and. Let's take a moment and activate the energy with a brief activation. Put down anything that might be in your hands. Place one hand on your heart. And as you do that, make sure your legs are uncrossed. You can leave your eyes open or closed for this one as I lead you through one of Heather's methods for how to access both and in a moment where you might feel stuck. Let's take a deep breath in and let it out. As you continue to breathe deeply, bring to mind something that has you feeling stuck right now when it comes to taking time off. Take a deep breath in, let it out. Let that settle and drop in for you. And as you do that, continue to breathe deeply and take the hand that you had on your heart. Bring your hand about 6 to 8 inches from your heart. Now go ahead, breathe deeply, move it into vertical. Feel maybe your palm is shaking a little bit like mine, really finding that midpoint. Feel that energy in your palm. And as you do that, we're going to give a clear command to your nervous system and brain. So repeat after me. Correct, neutral, now. Correct, neutral, now. Feel yourself beginning to feel that shift out of either or thinking. Accessing creative both and. Allow your hand to drop or put it back on your heart. Maybe accessing a little bit more happy-o. Speaking of happy-o, our team would like to celebrate HSL++ member Rachel Gorbett, who was able to let go of comparison to others and the way that the 80%ers market and use the 4 C's of Business Miracles marketing to do things differently. She quadrupled her enrollment into her classes since last summer. What an inspiration to use our intuition in our marketing and to stay with the process. With that, I'm going to hand it over to Heather Dominic. Welcome, Heather.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Coach Kat. Congratulations, Rachel. That's amazing. In just 1 year's time. Amazing. Staying with the process. Welcome to today's highly sensitive leadership training program, weekly training roundtable as part of being a member of the Business Miracles community. Before we dive into today's topic, I want to, in the name of celebration, share just a few team celebrations. First, I want to celebrate that Liz from Member Care will be joining us on weekly training roundtables. And this is very exciting because I realize maybe most of you in the community don't even know what Liz looks like. So welcome, Liz. Unmute yourself and just say a brief hello and let everyone get an amazing look at your beautiful face.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Amazing. So happy to have you here. And also celebrating Coach Nicole. So Coach Nicole and her Coach Mastery Readiness as part of maternity leave re-return. She is stepping into roundtable leadership starting today. So congrats, Coach Nicole. give us a few words. We're so excited for you.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much. I am very excited. And I just want to say that today's topic of both and really ties into the approach that I use in creating and returning from maternity leave. And it's really great evidence to the power of everything Heather is about to speak to in today's weekly training roundtable. So Heather, back to you.
Thank you so much, Coach Nicole. Truly, truly. Nicole's management of maternity leave, masterful. Incredible lead up to, step away from, and re-return. Highly sensitive leadership all the way. Amazing. So today, as Nicole was starting to speak to, our topic is the HSP mastery of time off both and. The HSP mastery of time off both and as usual, that should be in the chat for you. So last week, I had the gift and grace of having a private mentor call with one of our Business Miracles core members. And right before we stepped into the US holiday weekend, which was time off, and this core member came to her private mentor call with me, with the outer intention for a doable marketing plan. If I've heard it once, I've heard it a million times. Coming to a private mentor call and be like, can we just map out a doable marketing plan that I'll finally actually do in 30 minutes or less? So not only do I hear this many, many times from various members in the Business Miracles community, but I've actually mapped this out with this particular member many times throughout our highly sensitive leadership mentoring together. And the plan hasn't happened, or she gets tired of the plan, or she ends up feeling resistant to the plan. And so it's not about the plan, and it's not about the not plan, and it's not about this member, because I know there is community resonance in what I'm sharing right now. So she is not the only one. So as I dug a bit deeper, unbeknownst to this member, because of my mastery skill, what became clear that was actually getting in the way of following through and executing a doable marketing plan is that there was no proactive time off. So I'm going to invite each of you to write that down. No proactive time off equals difficulty in HSP follow through. Whether that's marketing, whether that's selling, whether that's operations, all of the above, and or any other leadership actions required, especially for our members in more traditional settings such as academia, associations, and organizations, which is why this is our topic for today. It's also our topic for today because this is a very potent time right now, this year, this month, and even this week. This is a very potent time. Please write that down. So in this potent time, it is ideal for you to be stepping into utilizing time off consciously. And write that down. Time off consciously. Time off, when consciously used, will allow you to tap into this potent time. It will allow you to use your HSP strength of creativity to be inspired and reach for a higher vibration, or whatever language speaks to you. Including, as I went through this private mentor call with this core member, she shared a brief experience of evidence with me, taking a walk with her dog, and suddenly just a newsletter just downloaded. She spoke it into her phone, boom, done. That is one small sliver of example of consciously using time off. So the conscious use of time off is a way that you can use this potent time to more easily, intuitively recognize what needs to happen in order for you to reinvent aspects of your business, your leadership, your life, in order to be more aligned with creating the best future possible. Write that down. The best future possible. And this is what we are all being called into now as HSPs in business and leadership. Rather than running away and hiding, rather than shutting down, rather than disconnecting or disassociating, or rather than pushing yourself into exhaustion. So in order to be able to do that, we want to do this. 3 key time off, both and foci. Write that down. 3 key time off, both and foci. Foci number 1, both time off for self and others. Both time off for self and others. Here's where we remember from our June 2025 Intuitive Planning Day that time off equals restoration. Please write that down. So when you are considering, when you are consciously creating time off as part of your intuitive plan focus, you want to be asking, what will support me with feeling and being restored? I'm going to say that again. What will support me with feeling and being restored? If, as you're sitting down to do your 4Q intuitive plan focus, you're plugging in time off that has to do with time off with others, and you ask that question, what will support me with feeling and being restored, and you don't get an answer as part of that time off with others, that is a signal, an indication of where am I meant to be plugging time off for myself. Time off does not equal obligation to others only. Time off does not equal obligation to others only. And every week, you want to use your 4Q intuitive plan to support you. Let's take a breath in and let it out. Foci number 2, both time off, self and others, and 4Q intuitive plan / nervous system energy management. Both time off, whether for self and others, and 4Q intuitive plan / nervous system energy management. Meaning, we don't go into time off and we just forgo our 4Q intuitive plan or nervous system energy management. I don't mean to sound blunt, but are you crazy? Like, the 4Q intuitive plan and nervous system energy management is the key for us as HSPs to actually be able to experience restoration during time off. That's a mindset shift. That's a retraining that your 4Qs, your 4Q intuitive planning, your nervous system energy management tools are not an obligation. Unless, as always, you can tell me, oh my gosh, Heather, when I don't do my 4Q intuitive plan, when I don't do nervous system energy management, I am the happiest I have ever been in my entire life. When I don't do 4Q intuitive planning, when I don't do nervous system energy management, I am so calm. I am so grounded, I am so centered, I am so intuitive, I am so graceful, I have difficult conversations with such ease. If you tell me that, then do totally ignore me when it comes to this foci. Otherwise, foci number 2, both time off and 4Q intuitive plan and nervous system energy management. Your 4Q intuitive plan and the energy management tools help us as HSPs in business and leadership to both be more present to ourselves and, wait for it, others. So ask, how can I prep my 4Q intuitive plan in a way that supports me with feeling restored? Don't drop the plan, change the way you are utilizing the plan. I'll say it again. How can I prep my 4Q intuitive plan in a way that supports me with feeling restored? Being consistent with your 4Qs, weekly focus, and update throughout all the entry, re-entry, all the time off, all things being out of the ordinary as part of these mid-year months. So, as we've spoken about already, here as part of our highly sensitive leadership training program, weekly training roundtables, sometimes that means a 4Q intuitive plan for a weekly focus is pared back. And sometimes it's more fleshed out. That's both and. Versus, oh, I'm at the beach. I can't do intuitive planning. I can't do nervous system management. It's also recognizing the skill, the HSP mastery skill of doing things differently in the mid-year months because the mid-year months are different. Breath in and let it out. Foci number 3, both using your HSP strength of being conscientious specifically to what's happening in our world right now, and using your HSP strength of creativity to still be in forward personal and professional progress. Foci number 3, both using your HSP strength of being conscientious to what's happening in our world right now, and using your HSP strength of creativity to still be in forward personal and professional progress. This is about being able to function and function at a high level as an HSP in spite of. Now, some specific systems, for example, that we have in place as a Business Miracles team. Coach Nicole is responsible for putting together what we refer to as a weekly news sweep. She puts this together. She's been doing this as a practice for over the last year and a half, if not even more, so that we as a team are informed about what's happening in all the various states and countries that our members here in the Business Miracles community are a part of, to both be able to be aware of what's happening and individually as coach team members to use our 4Q intuitive plans, the 4 quadrants, to keep us balanced as HSPs in business and leadership. Both and. Now, for all 3 foci, you can ask yourself always, which feels worse? Actually doing the work, the real work, as I like to say, to enter into both and, or keeping yourself fractured in a state of either or? Which feels worse? Spinning out over trying to pick one or the other, or taking a breath, taking a step back, using the activation that Coach Kat shared with you, hand on heart, 6 inches in front of the heart, correct neutral now, to access your HSP strength of creativity, to be able to flip the switch and to be able to create both and. Not time off as an escape, time off as restoration. Not time off as an excuse to abandon oneself through the abandonment of the 4Q intuitive plan or abandonment of energy management and nervous system management tools, both and. And a reminder about your intuitive plan, Q4, call to arms. You don't have to do any of this alone. Ask on the forum. We are all, each of us, navigating these times, exceptional times 2.0. I read in reviewing 4Q intuitive plans this week, HSL++ member Brianna Silver said, through these exceptional times, which just keep coming, exclamation point. So a call to arms. You don't have to do it alone through these exceptional times. You don't have to do it alone through these mid-year months. Lean in to aligned community. Ask on the forum. Ask on a roundtable. Ask on a one-on-one call. Breath in and let it out. The HSP mastery of time off, both and. This is a potent time to be very conscious and conscientious with this as a core practice. Other than that, many blessings, many business miracles, rest of the day, the week, into the weekend, and all the ways that we will connect in between. Until next time.